Dear learners, welcome back. So let's start from here itself. And so far in the previous session, we have discussed the concept and evolution of social media and the different social networking websites. And we were talking about, in the previous session, we were talking about the categories of social media. So here we continue this topic, and the next in the queue is the video sharing. So video sharing is, we have discussed already, YouTube, Vimeo and Vine are some examples of video sharing. So this is publishing a user's digital photographs, moving photograph videos, mobile clippings, enabling the users to share photographs privately or in public. It also allows users to embed media in a blog or Facebook post or link media to a tweet. So this is video sharing. This is one of the characteristics of the categories of social media. And then one of the important categories is crowdsourcing. So what crowdsourcing is? So it is a collection of information, opinions or work from a group of people, usually sourced via the internet, means which is being sourced or through the internet. Then crowdsourcing allows companies to save their money and time while tapping into people with different skills or thoughts from all over the world. So while crowdsourcing seeks information or public or work product, the advantages of crowdsourcing include cost saving, speed and the ability to work with people who have skills that an in-house team may not have sometimes. And then crowdsourcing taps into the shared interest of a group by passing the conventional gatekeepers and intermediaries required to raise capital. Example. So the best example is USAID. And then the next topic for today is what are the features of social media. So the new media is a versatile medium, as we all know, which has a capability to combine the features of the traditional media. As we have seen the different features of traditional media. So the radio and television, the traditional media, the features of traditional media are combined at a platform which is new media. So the features that distinguish it from the other media are absolutely like limitless capacity. To understand this, we can have the example of newspaper or television or any other media which has some limitation, that newspaper cannot go beyond those 18 pages or 16 pages. They have a limitation for space. Similarly, television channels have a limitation of time. They cannot, their bulletin cannot go beyond half an hour, or their program cannot go beyond one hour. So they have a limitation of time. But there is no limitation, there is no limitation to store such news or stories. There are a lot of space on the internet. Then the second thing is there is rapid real-time updating. As soon as we get the story, as soon as we get to hear about the news, it is updated on the internet. It is there for the users. So you get real-time updation of news and events. And then the third thing is that it is largely varying length of news stories, because there is no time or constants for time or space. So and of course there are certain standards for television, that the news story has a particular length. It cannot go beyond 2 minutes, or it has to be within 2 minutes. But the length of news stories on the social media is depends upon the interest of the audience. Keeping in those the interest of the audience in mind, the developers used to keep it either short or too long. It is actually, they have a varying length. So there is no standard for just a standard limitation for it, that you have to keep your limits within 2 minutes or you have to keep a story short. It can go beyond 2 minutes also. Depends upon the reader's interest, depends upon the audience interest, and also there is customization of news, and use of interactive graphic element is also there, which is an important feature of social media. Besides the specific features, we know, we have discussed, even I have also discussed in my previous lectures, we have talked about multimedia, or what multimediality is, the use of different media altogether at the same time. And then hypertextuality, I have also discussed hypertextuality in my previous lectures. You can see my videos. And then interactivity. So this is one of the most interactive medium among the others. And then it makes the web-based journalism different from the conventional journalism, obviously. And the web platform facilitates many-to-many communication, in which mass communication of messages can be tailored to a need and interest of the individual receivers. So what we call it customization. Actually, this is creating the stories according to the interest of the audience, and and their need, also understanding their needs. So there is no more concept of mass communication messages. This is a kind of a more personal messages being delivered through the social media. And the next topic on this session is, what are the activities on social media where people are engaged, what people are actually doing on social media, what people are why people are using social media, why is it so popular among the masses. So first of all, they are creating and maintaining profile as on social media, and they are definitely they are updating their status every day. They are every now and then we are updating our status on social media, one or the other social media sites. We are either commenting on someone's photograph or someone's post or someone's status or someone's blog, or we are either creating a video or a content for social media. Either we are taking some photographs, we are creating some music and multimedia content also. We are publishing blogs, articles of our own on our own pages, and we are also contributing for others. So these are the kind of activities which are being done by the people on social media, and contributing to online forums, chats and editing articles, wikis also. Wikipedia, we have seen that it's all contribution of the people who are contributing on websites like Wikipedia, where people are putting educational content. And then what is the use of journalists and what they are doing with social media, what kind of usage we have with what is their use, what they are using with social media. They are using social media actually for finding information. This is a very, as I told you with the Twitter also, with the example of Twitter and other social media websites, they are an important source of information, a vital source of news for journalists, as people tweet and the newsmakers, the celebrities, the political leaders, they are using these social media platforms to give information to the public. When they are tweeting or they are giving some information on these platforms, it is definitely going to become a news. So social media is a platform for news. To keep an eye on emerging trends also, it is important for their audience. So social media gives you about the new trends also, and of course it is being used by different journalists to build relationship, reach a wide audience, because definitely when social media came, when new media came, we have definitely lost some audience which were earlier the users of television channels, or who were listeners of radio channels, have now shifted to these new media platforms and social media. So definitely we have lost some audience which are now using social media. So to hold those audience and to make a relationship with them, the journalists also are using social media platforms for a wider reach of their audience, to share their news quickly with them and to engage the interested or readers there, and to drive their interest also. For younger audience, social media is becoming the preferred source of news now. They are not reading newspapers, they are not interested in watching television news, but they are getting news from the social media or applications which are there on the new media. So by sharing stories on social media, journalists can grow their audience, and they are doing it. Our audience give them direct and instant feedback. Journalists used to change it with their audience and start a conversation. So when we talk about the social media and journalists, we have to understand what are the specific sites which are being used by journalists and for what specific purpose they use it. The first one is Twitter, as I have told you earlier also. It is basically used to look for trends and news leads. Then Facebook is a platform for current happenings that entice a journalist, go in depth and find facts and content. It's also a content provider, both these websites. We have seen a lot of stories which were first uploaded on the social media, and later on they have to be adopted on the traditional media platforms. So social media, Facebook and these websites are an important source of information. They are actually providing content and news for the journalist. And they also, the platforms like LinkedIn, which is another example, it helps us to find out expert point of view. And let's switch on to our next topic, which is a blog and blogging. So what is a blog? It is a contraction of the term weblog. It's a form of an online publishing, communication and expression that has gained significant popularity since its emergence in the late 1990s. So blogs are commonly described as frequently modified web pages in which dated entries are listed in reverse chronological sequence. So website is a contraction of the term weblog, obviously, and it's a form kind of an online publishing and communication. It's kind of an online communication and expression that has gained significant, popularity, and it came in 1990s, and they are commonly described as frequently modified web pages, which has, dated entries and listed in reverse chronological sequence. So it is a shared online journal. It is actually a kind of a personal diary. Some people also call it a personal diary, where there are posts, there are entries in reverse chronological order. So it is a shared online journal where people can post diary events about their personal experiences and hobbies. So earlier people used to write diaries, and now people used to write blogs. So it's kind of more of a personal affair, where people are, writing their articles, they're writing their experiences, sharing their experiences when they are traveling to some places, or whatever they have, their experiences in their personal life and their hobbies also. So they are putting it on a personal web page, which is called a blog. So typically they are personal journals which are published online and are frequently updated with links to similar and related topics, often from other bloggers. And this interconnection of blogs is known as blogosphere. The world of blogs, where the blogs are interconnected because there are people are posting and updating blogs. They are also sharing links, and there are embedded links, and the pages are also interconnected. So this interconnection of blogs is known as blogosphere. And people who maintain a blog are called bloggers, and the act of posting to your blog is called blogging. So those who are writing blogs are called bloggers, those who are posting blogs, and when the act of posting a blog is called blogging, and the collective world of blogging is the blogosphere. And the incredible growth of blogs can be attributed to the simplicity of creating and maintaining your blog. No HTML required, no programming languages required, no skills is required today. The blogs can be hosted and published through bloggers.com and other platforms also. So why we have seen the incredible growth of blogs these days? Because there is no more technical understanding to be. You don't need to learn any language now, like HTML, or you don't need to learn any programming language to create a blog. So it is so simpler, and there are different platforms available on the internet who gets you default pages where you have to just create your content and you have to just create your blog. Like blogger.com is one of the important and one of the popular platform where anyone can easily create a blog and start posting articles. So blogs are used to publish a wide array of content. In addition to textual blogs, they are also used to share photographs, audio clips and video clips, artwork, paintings, etc. Blogs are being used by different people, in different way. There are people who are travelers, or people who are writing travelogues, or who are creating podcast also, who are creating audio clips also, who are creating video clips, or people who are artists who are creating their artwork, paintings. They are putting all those kind of creative work on their blogs. So it has become a platform to showcase their talent also. So typically the blog has a single author. However, there are some cases where groups are also there, where contributors post and debate short essays and opinion pieces. So it is more of an opinionated kind of thing. The comments represent the opinions of the authors and their interpretation of an event. So how they look at an event. So their interpretation is their particular point of view, and it is opinionated kind of a thing. So it is different from journalism, and the authors. It actually gives a place to the opinion of the authors, their interpretation of an event, how they look at it, an event in a particular way, or in the context of that event or the content of that event. And then what are the different features of blogs? Blogs are in most of the cases, blogs are personally edited, or they are edited at personal level by individuals. There are some cases, very rare cases, when they are edited in groups, and they are hyperlinked also. The posts are hyperlinked with each other. So and there is a frequent updation, like as in the news websites and as in the other social media platforms, there is a frequent updation. And free public access, anyone can access those your blogs and can comment on your blog and through the internet. And the postings are also archived. So the past postings, the previous postings, the previous articles can be definitely viewed by the audience if they are all archived and saved. So weblogs are different from traditional media. Bloggers tend to be more opinionated, and as I said earlier, niche focused and partisan than journalists who strive for editorial objectivity. So this is, the job of the journalist is focused on more on editorial objectivity, whereas blogs are different from traditional media, as the bloggers tend to be more opinionated. So blogs encourage dialogue with readers, which is why many traditional journalists now also have blogs. So the relationship between blogging and journalism can be characterized as symbiotic rather than competitive. So bloggers are often source for journalists, and many blogs contain commentaries and riffs on what journalists write in their routine publications. Frequently, newsmakers use blogs to respond to what journalists write about them, and by linking to traditional media, weblogs can introduce new readers to journalists and their publications. So how to create a blog? So creating a blog is very easier these days. Create your blogs. So creating a blog is easier than ever. However, you must know how to pick up the right niche to choose the perfect domain name and web hosting. So if you want to create a blog as a professional, then you have to think about a domain name and web hosting. You need to hire a server where your blog postings would be saved. So and if you're not working as a professional, or if you are as a passionate blogger, if you want to create it as a passionate one, so you can definitely create it with free platforms, which is very easier. But before that, what is most important here is you should have an understanding of the topic. You should choose a niche area where you want to go for, where you want to write articles on. You need to definitely find out what value addition you are giving to the society, what topic you are going to write, and that suits you most, and you are perfect with that particular topic. So you have to definitely find out. First of all, you have to find out a niche area, and you have to choose an area where you are comfortable in writing, you have the best knowledge, and where you can definitely provide value to the society, and you have some expertise in that particular area. So then only you should begin with. And then the second thing I would tell you is to find out a very catchy or a very attractive name for your blog, so that people can understand what kind of, with your name of the blog, people could understand, will get an idea what this kind of blog is, and it is based on what kind of topic. And then and if you are going it in a professional way, if you want to earn money through it, if you want to get it monetized, then you have to definitely look for a domain name. There are different platforms like GoDaddy.com or bloggers.com or Seek-a-Host or WordPress.com. That also gives you to choose your domain name, and it also gives you services for hosting your website or hosting your web page. So as a blogger, one can create a blog at bloggers.com, which is very easy, and then For creating a blog, you need to actually type blogger.com and log in with your email and create an account there, which is as easy. So if you want to create it professionally, then I would suggest you to go for seekahost.com, seekahost.app, which is again a service provider where you need to sign up and create a new account with your email ID. Then log in with your account. Once you created your account, you need to log in with your account, that particular credentials. Register a domain name. Then you need to actually, you go to seekahost.app, which is a website that will help you in creating your blog if you want to go in a professional way. So sign up and create a new account. Now you have a password, you have a login. Then you need to log in with your account on that website, seekahost.app. Now register a domain name. So you have to find out a domain name where your blog can be, situated, where your blog can be, kept, and that would be your domain area. What would be your domain area? You have to find out that. So you can buy a WordPress also blog hosting plan. So that also helps you to buy a WordPress hosting plan. And then you're all set to host your domain by installing WordPress at your domain name, and with just one click, WordPress installer. So once WordPress is installed, change the name servers if you have the domain name already registered at some other registry, and activate the SSL certificate for free for your domain, which will be secured and SEO friendly. So visit your WordPress site login page by clicking the login to the site. Use your domain, username and password to access the WordPress dashboard. Start building your blog site and keep blogging. So now let's move on to our next topic, which is useful social media tools for journalists. What are some useful tools that are meant for the journalist? See, social media is a vast source of user-generated content, as we all know. It's a vast source of user-generated content, and which is very much personal also sometimes, and it is also a social data sometimes. It is positive also as well as negative. We have seen a lot of people are putting positive comments as well as negative comments on social media. There is fact. There are a lot of facts also available, and there is a lot of fiction also available. And it is sometimes, and in most of the time, it becomes very difficult for a user to find out and to select the best news, or to find out fact from fiction. There are verified facts also. There are unverified comments also on social media. So dumping of self-serving stories, people are their self-serve stories people are dumping on social media. People are getting useless kind of content which is not useful for anyone. So it has become a dump yard for all those kind of content on social media. So often presenting, it also often it presents biased and fabricated views also, and fabricated facts also, and biased comments also, social media, because there is no mechanism which can filter that, or which can stop people doing this mischiefs. And then there are doctored stories also. There is no mechanism, there is no gatekeeping which can stop doctored stories. And so these kind of material have make it a garbage land or garbage space. So filtering useful info is a vital exercise, and analyzing web traffic and social media trends can be a rich supplement for a traditional than a traditional interviews and observations for a journalist. And filtering useful information from social networking site is not easy. So learning that skill contributes to satisfy pursuit for consumers and journalists. So one of the important useful tools for a journalist, as we were discussing, is TweetDeck. So what is TweetDeck? It is a social media dashboard application for management of Twitter accounts. So it was originally an independent application, but later on TweetDeck was subsequently acquired by Twitter and integrated into Twitter's interface. So now it comes with Twitter's interface. So it has long ranked as one of the most popular Twitter clients by percentage of tweets posted, alongside the official Twitter web client and the official apps for iPhone and Android. It offers a more convenient Twitter experience by letting you view multiple timelines in one easy interface. It includes a host of advanced features to help the most of Twitter manage multiple Twitter accounts. So this Twitter deck helps you to manage multiple Twitter accounts, schedule tweets for posting in the future. You can schedule your tweets which can be posted in future. You can build tweet collection and more. So it is a customizable tool that allows you to manage and organize an unlimited number of Twitter accounts and keep track of Twitter list, Twitter searches, hashtags and more. So it is essentially a free and web-based social media management tool. It allows you to organize your Twitter timeline into one space through multiple columns so you can operate the content you see. So and then we have it has advanced searches also, it has alerts also, it has you can filter out some content, you can filter out particular keywords, you can find out particular media type, dates and time, language. So it can help you to find out any tweet by which has been retweeted also, or being geotagged also, or from a specific account, a tweet which has been sent by a specific account by a member of a list or a verified account. So it can help you to, it's a social media management tool. And then we have another tool which is Google search, reverse search, which is from an image within a tweet. You can you can definitely the second option, the second tool is that the TinEye reverse image search, which is a reverse image search engine that allows you to search by image. It uses image identification technology, not keywords. When you upload an image to TinEye creates a unique and compact digital signature or fingerprint for it, and then compares this fingerprint to every other image in the TinEye index to find. And then it does not typically find similar images, it finds exact matches, including those that have been cropped, edited or resized if you have never used TinEye. So it's for image verification. It's very important. Find out a news photo which is really what it claims to be, or it have dated profile is of a scammer using someone else's headshot. Image attribution track. So it is a very helpful tool to track the original source and ownership of the image, and image licensing if an image is available from stock image websites to be licensed. So with this we come to the end of this session, and so far in this session we have discussed and about the social media, blogs and some of the useful tools for journalists, and I hope you would have definitely enjoyed and learned a lot from this session. So till then, for the next session, keep watching.